Hey guys, how's it going? This one's going to be a quick one. So we're here today to talk a little bit about the home inspection from a little bit different perspective. Normally the home inspector is going to be working for the buyer and they're performing a buyer's inspection for someone that is looking to purchase a home. However, there's another party that gets ignored a lot of times, and that's a seller. Now the sellers, you guys are important as well. You guys need to understand that the home inspection is not there to hurt you. The home inspection actually is going to probably end up helping you in the long run, okay? For instance, if you don't have a home inspection done, or the buyer doesn't have a home inspection done, they may come back later on and say that you knew about something and try to sue you, and you would have very little recourse to not have to get an attorney, even if you didn't do anything wrong, okay? Now, in the event that there's a home inspection done and something is not found, well, now you're protected, you know, because hey, I didn't know about that, but the home inspector didn't find anything wrong either. So it basically just makes it one extra layer of protection from you getting sued later on or anything like that coming back at you, that the buyer may find out about the home after they start living in the home. One of the things that we're going to do in this little series here is we're going to talk about how a seller can minimize the impact of a home inspection on their home and also get through the process a little bit more smoothly, okay? Now, as far as the home inspector coming in to inspect your home, lots of times they're coming into what is perceived as a negative environment. Sometimes I've showed up at houses where the seller has just been mean and like angry at me and like, don't beat me up, take it easy on my house, you know, and they just have not been happy. They've just been angry that I'm there because they think I'm there to cause nothing but problems. But in the reality of things, you guys, I'm only there to find the facts that exist in the house. If it's not there, I can't make it up, you know. I'm not going to damage your house to have something be a problem, you know. However, I am going to be there to identify the facts, the conditions, and that kind of stuff, make observations about the house, okay? I'm a knowledgeable, intelligent individual that's been doing this for a long time. So it's something that is just, these are the facts, this is what you're selling. Now, one of the easiest ways, you guys, to handle anything that may be wrong in your home is by putting in the disclosure. One of the things that you have to fill out as a part of your listing of a home is your property disclosure. Now, the disclosures are basically things that you're aware of at the house. Anything that you put in that disclosure goes directly to the buyer, and the buyer says, okay, hey, I understand there's water in the far corner of the basement when heavy rain comes, or you know, the furnace is really old but it works, you know. You can put anything you want in that disclosure, and if you put in that disclosure and they know about it ahead of time, they can't come back and negotiate for it later on, because when they wrote their offer to purchase, they knew what that condition was when they offered whatever price they offered for your home, okay? So that is one way to help yourselves, okay? But it also is going to make it so that anything the home inspector finds, if you already disclosed it to them, makes it less of an impact and doesn't have as much of a chance of being an issue in the real estate transaction. Now, as far as the positive environment we want to create here, okay, don't be hostile with the home inspector. Be friendly with the home inspector. They're there to identify and come up with the issues that may be present at the home so that the buyer can make a good and educated, informed decision. Now, in a perfect world, everybody would just disclose absolutely everything. They would be completely honest and they would tell everything that's going on with their house. That's just not what it is. Lots of times you want to try to make your house look as good as possible, so you might think about putting less in the disclosure or disclosing less elements that may be problems or issues, okay? The home inspector is going to help find these things and identify them. They're going to put them together in a list. Does that not mean that the buyer is going to try to negotiate for absolutely everything? No, they're not. I mean, they're not going to nitpick you apart by having you replace an outlet or something like that. That's kind of crazy, you know. However, you know, if there is a foundation problem, all right, it's something that needs to be addressed. And either you're going to be upfront about that foundation problem that you're not going to fix, okay, and say, hey, I have a foundation problem. I don't have the money to fix it. I'm not planning on repairing it at all. And you need to purchase, you can purchase or not purchase this house, you know, with that understanding. Now, as far as the home inspector goes, when they find these things, they're going to put them into this list. The buyer's going to digest it, and they're going to say, hey, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with that. I'll buy this house with this condition, but I don't want to buy this house with this condition. And maybe there's a negotiation. That's not part of the home inspector's job. The home inspector's job is to just come in and identify the facts, the things that exist at the home. Okay? And there's no point in getting upset about it because it either exists or it doesn't exist, okay? When it comes to this environment that the home inspector's coming into, if we can make an environment that they're not feeling like they're being scrutinized, or they're being somebody's there being angry with them or something like that. It puts them in a better mood. They're more likely to have conversation in a positive manner about the home, and this is one of those things that can help you in the long run get through this process a little bit more painlessly. All right, so try to create a positive environment. Leave them a friendly note. Hey, if you have any questions, here's my phone number, give me a call. Leave the house, let them do their thing. If you're watching over their shoulder, you're hounding them, you're questioning them, you're trying to tell them things about the house, they know that you know things about the house. However, they can't use any of it. They have to come up with their own findings. Just because you say that the roof was put on 8 years ago, lots of times the sellers, they think it was 8 years ago, but it was 12 years ago, you know, because time can really fly when you're talking about a home. So the home inspector won't necessarily take your word for much of anything. They basically are there to identify the facts that exist at the home in their observations. They can't use information that you give them or provide them unless it's some sort of an invoice or a receipt or something like that, which you could leave out on the counter for them. And that would be another thing to help create that little bit of a positive environment. Now, the home inspector also needs to come into your house. They need to get up into your attic. They need to get to your furnace. They need to get to your electrical panel. Make those areas accessible. Make it so that they can get in there. Clean them up. You know, if you want to really go the extra mile, put a ladder up by the scuttle hole for them ahead of time, you know, and make it easier for them to get to the places that you know they're going to need to get to properly inspect the home, you know. So making their job a little bit easier for them. Leave out a couple of bottles of water. Not only is it creating a positive environment for the home inspector, but it's also creating a positive environment for the buyer in that they feel welcome. Okay, you want them to feel welcome in the home. You want them to want to buy that house. So you want them to be comfortable in the home, not uncomfortable that you're sitting there and they feel uncomfortable asking questions and things like that, you know. So definitely leave the house, leave out a little note, you know, welcoming everybody. Okay, leave out a couple of bottles of water if you want. If you want to put out a little bowl of candy, hey, cool, that's fine. But try to make a welcoming environment as possible so that everybody is in a positive mood when they're going through the house and that kind of stuff. One of the other nice things to do is leave all the lights on. Not only is it going to make people feel welcome to enter spaces when lights are on and doors are open, but also it's going to help sell your house because your lights on makes your house look more appealing. Okay, it's just one of those little tricks. So one of the things that we put together is a little flyer about how to help sellers survive the home inspection a little bit less painfully. And this flyer is the Seller's Home Inspection Survival Guide. But if you'd like to get a snail mail copy of this, just send us an email at thehelpfulhomeinspector@gmail.com and put in your address in there. So thehelpfulhomeinspector@gmail.com. We'll put that email address down below here. Send us your address and we'll mail you a copy. Otherwise, if you'd like to get a digital copy, just go down in the comments below and put your email address and we'll send you a digital copy of this flyer so you can have that for your reference. As we go through this little series, the things that are discussed in this flyer are going to be the basic topic separations that we're going to have when we're talking about these different things. Great little series here, and remember, the better you take care of your house, you guys, the better it's going to take care of you. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.